All right, our next question is from Rosie. Rosie's fantastic, by the way. My main struggle is that I want everything to be perfect. I waste a lot of time and energy getting things just right. It's a common thing, I think, with real estate agents. What are some initial thoughts that come to mind for you?
Oh, it's so common. I relate to this. I think almost everybody listening probably can. You're fearful that if you don't put out something that you think is perfect, everybody's going to be judging you for it. And I think a lot of people worry about that, right? Going back to our earlier discussion, though, most people are preoccupied with themselves and aren't really judging what you're putting out there. I'm a big proponent of getting it out there is better than getting it perfect. Getting it done is better than getting it perfect. Of course, you want some level of sophistication or effort or whatever it is that you're working on. Let's say it's a social media post and you don't want to put out your videos until you feel that they're perfect and as perfect as your friend who makes these beautiful videos. Just putting out your videos is going to give you more confidence to keep putting out more videos, and you can then improve upon the videos that you didn't like from before rather than waiting until it's quote unquote perfect. Because I can tell you what's probably going to happen. You're going to put out your video and there's going to be crickets, and you're going to realize you wasted so much time worrying about something that didn't even get the reach yet. But the magic is going to happen in the reps, right? You have to do things over and over again. And that's where you become an expert. Nobody wakes up an expert at copywriting or making media videos or, cold calling scripts or whatever it is. But it's the more iterations and the more practice that you get, that's going to inform how you do things when you're truly, truly proud of them down the line. So you just have to do it, as
Yeah.
awkward as it is.
Yeah, that's so true. I totally agree with that. One thing that I always tell myself is get it to 85% and you're done. So instead of like aiming for 100%, I aim for 85. Now, that might sound like, wow, you're not going for perfection, and because the last 15% is going to take three times the amount of time that it took you to get to 85%. So let's say 85% takes you an hour. Now you got another like 3 hours to get you to like 99%. And there is no such thing as 100%. So it's just that the trade-off of time is not worth it, logically speaking. Now, exactly like you're saying though, that you put something out there and you're worried about what other people think, and the reality is nobody cares. Even if you put something out that was like extremely well, I mean, let's not do things that are obviously embarrassing and obviously wrong. But even if you did a post that you were really proud of and there were crickets, nobody's looking at your post and being like, wow, Jess had 0 likes on that post, she must feel really bad about herself. Like that, nobody ever does that. It's in our own heads, right? And the final point I would just make about perfectionism, this is something that I've found about myself, is that perfectionism in my the way that it works for me is just procrastination. It's purely
Mhm.
just procrastination because I'm like, it's not perfect. I'll play around with it a little bit tomorrow. And I know deep down inside that either I will work on it tomorrow or I probably won't, or I'll maybe just like kind of spin the tires a little bit tomorrow on it. And really, when I stop and think about it, I'm just procrastinating. I'm just procrastinating. And I'm wrapping it in this concept of perfectionism when it's just kind of procrastination hidden underneath the hood. And that's what I find about perfectionism. So I just find if I aim for 85%, if I hit an 85%, ship it. That's perfect. 85% in my opinion is perfect, which then gives me a 15% leeway of everything being 15% imperfect, and that's okay.
Yep. And to build on the 85%, I think also like time wrapping what you're working on is really important because if you are somebody who's kind of procrastinating, well, figure out how long the task should actually take you, put that time block into your calendar and adhere to it. And if you've really not given yourself enough time and you're on a roll, great. If you're actually in the flow state and you're doing a lot of really interesting work and your ideas are just flowing to you and you need more time, fine. But if you're kind of just sitting there fiddling around and you just wish that it was over, but you don't feel like it's perfect, cut yourself off. And as you said, just ship it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I think you also touch on a really important point here. And it's kind of touching on this concept of like confidence and perfectionism. And confidence is it's something that comes up a lot with agents, is like, how do I improve my confidence? And you improve your confidence by doing things that are hard. That's really it. And by like shipping content, you become better on camera by shooting more videos and shipping those videos. You don't become better on camera by watching a 2-week course on it and then going and your next video is going to be Mr. Beast. It's not going to happen that way, right? It's going to come from reps. And that's the same thing with confidence in this industry. It doesn't come by you just waking up one morning and magically you have all your confidence. It comes by education and reps and doing things that are hard. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much for watching or listening to this episode. Remember, you can reach out anytime at revrealestateschool.com. If you have questions, feel free to just reach out on our website, Instagram, or send us an email, and we'd be happy to answer them live on the show. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next lesson.